Folks, it's time. It's time for me to upgrade my phone. Yes, the good old trusty Note 2 has finally bit the bullet. There is a crack right here. I noticed in my last video, where I kind of reviewing and installed the Ring video doorbell, that this just does not look good on camera. To me, you know, the cracks kind of give it charm, right? It's like they tell a story, and I like stories. However, I think I have to let go of this and kind of get up with the times and upgrade this phone. So I have decided to upgrade to the OnePlus 3T. I know a few people who have this phone. Actually, I only know one person who has this phone. So even though the Samsung Galaxy S8 was just announced and won't be out for maybe another month or so, it's gonna be like around $800. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it better turn into like a taser. I could throw it like a shuriken and it just be indestructible. So a really big deciding factor for me to buy this phone was, one, there's not really a lot of bloatware. It's completely unlocked, and two, it's about half the cost. So I got this around a little over $400, and that was easier on my pocket. Ironically, because this is what fell out of my pocket and broke in the first place. However, I am going to do a really bad comparison video of the Note 2 and the OnePlus 3T because the world needs to know that information. But $800? Good night. That is the new OnePlus 3T. That is my old Note 2. Beautiful. This is the Note 2s. Side by side, it looks not too different. Look, you see the reflection. It's very, I don't know if I like that. Side by side, it's pretty much the same size. The OnePlus 3T is probably just a hair bit taller, but it is definitely slimmer than the Note 2, and it's also a little bit thinner. So the Note 2 is plastic casing. This sort of aluminum case, aluminum frame for the OnePlus 3 is definitely a plus. And now the basic specs. The OnePlus 3T is rocking a 5.5-inch screen at 1080 by 1920. As of today, it is running on Android 7.0 Nougat with a chipset of a Qualcomm Snapdragon 821, whatever that means. Memory is 64 gigs with 6 gigs of RAM. The camera is 16 megapixels front and back. Video max is 4K at 30 frames per second and also 720 at 120 frames per second. Battery is a non-removable 3400 milliamp lithium-ion battery. And now for the Note 2. It also has a 5.5-inch screen, but it's at 720 by 1280. OS topped out at Android 4.3 Jelly Bean with a Exynos Quad chipset. Memory is 16 gigs with 2 gigs of RAM. However, there is a micro SD slot. The main camera is 8 megapixels with the secondary camera at 1.9 megapixels. Video max resolution is 1080 at 30 frames per second, and the battery is a removable 3100 milliamp lithium-ion battery. I just love the premium metal unibody and it feels great to hold. Also, the 16 megapixel front camera is a plus. The OnePlus 3T definitely has the premium look and feel without breaking the bank. The slim profile and bright vibrant display was a big change for me. Looking back at the Note 2 just makes me laugh. Overall, I've been pretty impressed with the 3T, not only in performance, but looks and also comfort. It just feels really good in my hands. It just has a really good grip as opposed to the wider Note 2. But that's not the only reason why I wanted to get this phone. I really wanted to check out the video playback and the video recording capabilities of this phone compared to the old Note 2. I don't even know why I'm trying this. It should be funny. All right, just walking around. This is the front. Just make sure no neighbors look at me. This is the front-facing camera. So here is the one. So here is the 3T It has a 16 megapixel front. It has a 16 megapixel front camera. This over here is the Note 2 with the 1.9, and it is recording in 720. The 3T is recording in 1080. I mean, just quality-wise, I'm really impressed with. This is 3T, Note 2, 3T, Note 2. It's my doorbell that I installed. This is the main camera. To the left is the 3T. I mean, just the quality is just unbelievable. It's amazing. And the Note 2 here on the right, it's okay, it's decent. The colors are a little bit cooler. The close-ups, the macro is really decent. And the detail. Looks like I got a new pet. An unwanted pet. Okay, video test over. Hey. The 3T has a lot going for it. However, it doesn't mean that it is a perfect phone for me. For instance, the camera lens sticks out about 1 millimeter out from the frame. For me, I have a tendency of laying the phone on its backside a lot, and I really don't want to scratch the camera lens, so a case is definitely needed. Also, I am a big fan of minimalism. However, this phone might be too minimalist compared to the Note 2. I prefer the old school UI on the Note 2. I just like a little bit of color on my user interface compared to the 3T, but I'm sure I'll get used to it. So in the end, I feel like the OnePlus 3T was a great purchase. But you know what? After all these specs and videos and all this running around, I kind of missed the Note 2 just for old time's sake, you know. I have a feeling this will last quite a while, as long as it stays in my pocket. I could only imagine what they will cost in 4.5 years from now. 1,012. Sell a kidney, give away my firstborn. You know, times like that, I wish I was just off the grid, just like